Hello guys, welcome to my channel and this is Vinay. Let's go directly into the topic, the Pegasus project. So before starting this, we need to know what is the Pegasus actually means. The Pegasus is a spyware which is used to hack mobile phones of a targeted person, which in turn will give you the information about such particular mobile phone and what are the content in the phone can be accessed through using this spyware. So what kind of content can actually be used to spy, because whatever the phone have can be accessed through the spyware. For example, let's just say the particular phone which is targeted might have some information about the, let's just say, our parliament itself, that can be accessed through the photos and the contacts which were involved in, and as well as the other things like rather than contacts, the person can access the targeted phone's camera, and without having any permission from the phone itself, they can capture whatever the vicinity, that whatever the surroundings that phone can capture. And with the microphone, they can capture all the sounds that can be heard through that microphone. So that is a pretty dangerous situation, because as for now only 40 journalists were being surveilled, but now it seems to be that the member of parliaments of both opposition and those who are in the power were being surveilled. So that itself explains that to people who has access to our parliament, to our Raj Bhavan, and to the information of the Indian systems were being hacked, and we don't know what kind of information that the particular the personnel or the government, or we don't know what kind of system which is hacked and able to penetrate into these people and to get them what kind of information that they got it from their phones. We don't know for sure, but whatever the certainly the member of parliaments will have some sort of sensitive information along with them, since they are in the Parliament of India. Most of the information which will be go through the parliament itself, because most of the parliaments were the representatives of our country. So they will be shared some information which normal people like us don't know about it. These kind of information gives an edge to the opposite persons, maybe of our counterparts of the any government which wanted to have some advantage with our government, might use it to their advantage. And that is a very scary issue, because some governments can use it to blackmail our governments to do their bidding. If that happens, our country will be compromised, our national security will be compromised. And still the debate over this espionage is not being fruitful, and the government is rebuting it up and right. So for me, this is a very peculiar case, because the national security is always a top priority to this government, and yet they are unable to go through the probing which is demanded by the oppositions. I know, because the political opposition is always trying to blame the government, it is there, but then not at the expense of national security. You can't have bias towards your political allegiance towards the national security. So this itself explains that there is some sort of problem, or there is some sort of malign practice might be involved in it, and might be some other personals who are also maybe known to the government, or might be a possibilities there, but not entirely for sure. But it is also explains why the government is reluctant to have a probe in this, which is a highly risk for our country's existence itself. We don't know what kind of information being shared to what are the person who is hacked these people's phones got in his hard drives, or maybe in the phone. We don't know. if any sensitive information is related to these people, like the member of parliaments, is being leaked into the world, which might be useful for the other governments or some other terrorist organizations, that will be a big traumatizing event. I can't say event, but incident for our country. That's a very huge national risk is there. And if the government did it, that is entirely a different scenario. But as an aspect, if we look into the national security risk, that's even worse. Not as especially when we have two rivals. One is, we already know, Pakistan, but now we have to face China as well, because we are having some problems with it in the borders, as well as in the trade issue and other issues as well. We are fighting with it, and now we can't have a two-sided argument for this, and somehow this government is evading these things. But if it is, then our country might be under a big huge problem. Even we don't know for sure that what will happen. We don't know for sure that how many of these people were hacked, because it shows that some of the member of parliaments have phones been hacked. That means there is a possibility that more number of people might be involved in it, so which will eventually lead to something else, like a coup, or might be something else, and a war strategy might be happening between our rivals. We don't know for sure. So something tells me that these kind of negligent activities will provide our enemies much more ground to cover and much more time to do with their strategies involved. So I hope that our governments won't be negligent and come up with some sort of solution to come to a middle ground and provide us a probe, so that our people can have a safe and secure environment in the country. India is a huge country to begin with to have any surveillance under, but the important information is revealed, then it will be a huge advantage to the people who wanted to attack our country. I hope that the governments and the opposition comes to truce with the political biases what they have, and come to a conclusion to provide our country being under a secured position for our whatever the information that is being leaked to them. That is what I want to say for now. That's the information up until now, which I think the people of our country need to know. If anyone like this video, please share it to everyone else, and also subscribe to my channel. It would be very nice and appreciated. Thank you very much.